Hi, everyone. I'm Amy Broderick. I'm here today to share some more miracles and wonders from King John Smarty and the Jedis and the Holotech Jedi crew that are busy every day working on healing people, animals, and global situations. So I'm very grateful today to have Jan and Annie Lombard here, and they're here from South Africa. So say hello, guys.
Hello, Amy.
Hello.
So yeah, so this is fun to just jump right in and see, like, well, what's been happening for all of you. So so why not, first of all, just share with us a little bit how you found Holotech and Smarty and the tools.
Amy, we coming from a cult. The search of the rebel in me guided me to start off, and I realized that I had to go and close whatever I started there before. So we've been in the occult, the Freemasons. We didn't know it that time, and they kicked me out, and then my family, and then we've been freelancing for a while, and then on the internet, been guided. You know, for that time I didn't realize how the hell did I found Smarty, and but with time it makes sense how I was guided to find him. And Holotech, you know, it's about Smarty, and you know, without the help of Daddy, that's why we're sitting here today.
That's right. So those of you that don't know, we call God, Source, the Divine, Daddy. So so if you hear that, that's what we're referencing. And how long ago was that? Has it been a while?
It's been a while. It's you know, my timeline is just, it was before COVID. You know, I think that's a good timeline for everybody throughout this planet. You know, not the whole planet, but yeah.
It seems like a lot of us got called around that time. It was almost like a big wake-up call, and we all kind of found them around that time. So, and it was a blessing because we were all cooped up anyway. So it was a good time to learn and all of that. So that's great. So let me see your mug. Where's your mug?
Can you see it?
Yeah, Jesus and coffee. I love it. I love it. So, well, what a blessing to be moved away from the whole Masonic thing and get yourself on a path with higher consciousness and source. So that's amazing. So
yeah, coming out of Christianity, farm boy, and going to an occult, that was going to the devil. And I realize now I've been to the devil. You know, I'm strong enough to say that I'm not scared of anything of any one of them, and been with Smarty, you know. So yeah, and as I said, been guided by Daddy all the time, protected, guided.
Well, and it's an important thing to mention because a lot of people right now on the planet are stepping out of all kinds of versions of cults and cult followings and cult movements and things that they didn't even know at the time. You know, they thought they were joining some spiritual movement, and they find out later it's all indoctrinated garbage that was brainwashing them. So it's awesome, you know, and nothing to be ashamed of, because actually we're all kind of moving towards the light in whatever form. And sometimes you have to kind of be on the opposite end first in order to swing to the other side. So so that's amazing. So now you're doing this incredible healing work every day and helping the planet and all the people and all of that. So I kind of want to walk you to that point where you started doing healings and miracles with people, and maybe just let us know where you were at with that, and you know, just begin sharing with us about what healing you did.
All right. Okay. So after leaving,
Let me interrupt you just for a sec. And before you jump into your bigger stuff, tell them about what you just told me before we started about just getting on today.
yeah. After I received your message this morning, your evening, my morning, our morning, then we received from the ESCOM, the people supplying electricity, we're moving to stage 6. It means like you'll be more without electricity as with electricity in 24 hours. So, and I sent you a message that I think we must postpone. And 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, Daddy said to me, no, you're not getting out of this one. Not so easy. So I deleted it. And yeah, here we are. They never cut it this afternoon. We still have electricity.
Yeah.
Miracles and wonders.
That's a miracle right there. Just knowing that like everything was paved, the way was paved for us to meet today. And I'm so grateful and that's awesome. So yeah, so okay, so now we can talk about the other stuff.
So leaving the occult, falling around, getting work and work big companies, and had my own business, and something is wrong. Something is wrong. I'm in the wrong side of business, sold it, and I started to grow cannabis. And I've done a lot of healing with cannabis. But the time I started with cannabis, it's a time I found Smarty, holotech. And I started to grow with frequencies, growing the cannabis with frequencies. And on one of these midnight meetings, it was so long, the next morning I had to put on the lights. So I took my cell phone, and it was a live show I gave to everybody, where I walk into my growing room, and there was just holos. All the walls, it was just covered with holos, all the holos that was possible to use to grow with cannabis, to grow plants with it. But it's a pity it's been censored out. I think the people were still scared on that time to show that on the show, put that out. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm being privileged and been blessed to learn with holos, specifically with plants, with Mother Nature. And yeah, I have received a lot of information, and I have done a lot of healing, specifically with cannabis oil, making my own oil and healing the people with that. What a combination, and then after that, we start off with this blessing, with the baby, and then the real healing start, the real miracles and wonders started.
Let me stop you just for a sec, because I'm thinking about it from a new person's point of view. So what you just held up is a crystal medical wand. And so we'll talk about this more, but got to think about this as just an extension of source energy. There's no middleman. It's just you and source healing people. And so, so you're using that. And if we step back a moment to what you were doing when you were enhancing your garden with growing the cannabis, you were using things like, just to give some examples, and I can link them below, but we're talking the fertilizer, the insecticide hollows, I forgot what it is. It's like a sunshine hollow, right? So is there some others that you were thinking of? I'm just wanting to like jog someone's memory when they're watching, if they want to use this stuff, because we're kind of coming into garden season, right? So people may want to start using those. And were you using the free ones or the other ones that Smarty has on the paid site?
I used the free ones. I started with the free ones. So I printed a lot of pages and laminate it and all that stuff. And the one that you refresh my memory now, and the one that that showed me a lot of, so let's say, how can I say it? The one that replicate the sun. So growing the plants in total darkness. You know, a lot of people said to me, that's not possible. Yeah, right. And with the electricity going off, sometimes, you know, we're sitting in South Africa a long time with this nonsense of the power supply. And electricity go off, and then I had to start the generator and put the lights on. And later on, Daddy said to me, but why? You got the holos. The plants are great. And, you know, from there on, I done a test and I grow plants in the dark.
Wow.
You know, so you must, you know, and that was with the free holos. That was not with the ones that you can buy from Smarty, you know, so.
Don't you love that? I mean, there's so much resource right in the free downloads that people have no idea how, you know, potent they are. And let me tell you, I am a master gardener. I don't know if you know, if you have that in South Africa, but I took 17 weeks of classes to become accredited as a master gardener. Plus I took permaculture classes. They don't teach you anything about frequencies, nothing, you know, it's all basic soil composition and, you know, entomology and, you know, working with the bugs and, you know, all this stuff. And yet here we have a gold mine of, and I've witnessed it myself, seeing my orchids just blooming like crazy. And we'll have to do a special segment just on gardening, but you're absolutely right. And I love hearing that you're growing things in the dark with the frequencies. That's super cool.
Yeah, I only use organic supplements. And at the end of the day is that, I don't know if you know what's molasses. It's come from sugarcane, that black syrup. Yeah. I use that, and I forgot the other name. I mix it, put it into water, let it grow into water, just pump air into it, and then it grows. And that's just, I'll get to that name now, sorry.
Yeah, no,
so, and still today, I will make a mix for the plants. And even this expensive nonsense that they taught us, you must mix this and this and this and this. No, go and do it yourself. Go and put soil under your fingernails. Go and speak to Daddy. Go and learn what Mother Nature is going to teach you. This is how we grow. This is how we can and the next phase is that Smarty said to me is to put a seedling in my hand and let it sprout. Why do we need to let that plant stand there for 3 months if we can do it in 3 hours? We're getting there. We're moving that side. It's coming.
Yeah.
And that's all frequencies. And that's coming with faith. That is coming. That is coming. And with a teacher that we have, and still people are going to meet him, and they will start to realize. You think you have faith? No. First meet Smarty, then you can, after a while, you can tell me you have faith. But before that, no.
Yeah. And you know, that's an important point, Jan, and I want to just mention something here, because what people don't realize either is this is sort of an added bonus that I think we all learn as we go along here. But as you start working with these holograms and you start working with other tools of Smarties, like the wands and the charms and such, Smarty starts enhancing all of our abilities to hear and connect with source, to trust and have faith, all of those things, we start to see blossoming in the Jedis because we're doing the work, right? We're in service to humanity. And so it's like this, infinity wave that we're doing and we get gifted back. And it's not why we do it. We're not doing it to get, on any level, but we are supported. And I think that's incredible. So yeah. And I have seen a couple of other gardeners show pictures where their stuff sprouted, maybe not in their hand, but really quickly in the soil. Like something that normally would have taken a 10-day sprouting germination period, they had it in 2 or 3 days. Yeah. So that's awesome. And yeah, and in growing our own food and growing our own plant medicine and things like that right now becomes really important when we see what's going on in the world. So yeah.
Yeah. And I would love to mention this is that, having the holos, having all the stuff, but if there's no faith, there's nothing from your side. If you don't believe it, if you don't trust Daddy, if you don't trust Smarty, then there's no use. There's no use using the stuff.
Well, you can
must
ask us for faith and we can command for it. So if your faith is weak, mine was actually kind of not strong when I started, and Smarty actually zapped me and got me all lined up. I had doubt. Let me just say that. It's like I didn't have 100% faith. And so I've come a long way in a couple of years with having things demonstrated to me in such a way where my faith grew. And that's what we do. Whatever you do and whatever you use here, you ask Daddy for validation, you ask Source for validation, and then you start to get the feedback. And then you see, oh my gosh, it's working. It's working in my life. It's working with the people I'm helping. So yeah, so that's pretty key. So you were starting to talk about the wand. So after the cannabis work and working with the holos with growing things, then you started to work with healing people with the wand. And what did you want to share about that?
Yeah, I started to practice on the cannabis itself. My house is also on the daily basis. The youngsters will come and pay me a visit. The youngsters, why do they, most of them, why do they smoke cannabis? Is to forget about, is the stress, is the pressure, to give them some release. And then I started to make the cannabis stronger with the wand. And wat noem jy proefkonyn? Guinea pigs. They were my guinea pigs. And the results were phenomenal, so and then doing the one thing. So Smarty gave me with this baby first. I think all of us gifted with the small baby. And yeah, that was you coming out of a house that you believe firmly in the Bible. This one replaces the Bible for me, so this is everything. And and then I started to while they're sitting here and they're in shambles, starting to heal them. And yeah, at the end of the day, most of them that used to smoke stop smoking.
That's great.
Because they're not running away from reality. They will start to face it because they start to understand it better. So yeah, balancing their energies and help them and give them the faith, and give them the connection with Daddy. That is one of the points that I can't say I will force it into you, but that's one of the points that definitely you will know about it. So your connection with Daddy, you know, that is you don't need to go through a priest or pay the church or anything like that. You go and sit Sundays there and wasting your time thinking about other stuff, you know. So
Exactly.
and it's closer than a phone call, you know. So yeah.
Well, whether it's the Bible or going to church or using plant medicine or any of these things, there's sort of a bridge to get you connected to source or get you connected to Daddy in some way. I mean, maybe some of those things have gone off the rails a little bit with what they're actually doing. But the fact of the matter is that ultimately it's your connection directly to source that matters the most. And these are just tools that actually highlight that for you really quickly, and then those other things often can drop away. And there are still Jedis that are very much into their, I mean, they still read the Bible, they find solace in it, and that's cool, but it's not necessary for everyone. And for what we're talking about today, you can be a non-believer, I mean, on the level of like any of that stuff, and still help create miracles here if you just have a heart that wants to serve and heal other people.
I don't criticize the Bible under no circumstances. I've highly respect. I grow up from a farm, from a conservative community, every Sunday in church. The Bible is your A to Z. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
I've got so much love for the Bible. But to wake people up, you need to shake them a little bit. That's how I see it. And I know there's a lot of people that don't agree with me, but that is my point of view. Yeah. That is what Daddy allow me to do. I love it. And whatever Daddy allow me to do, what he's telling me to do, I will do it. Exactly. You with me?
Yeah.
That is me. While I'm here, that is me, you know. So and I say it with love. I say it with respect. I say it with love. It doesn't look like that sometimes, because no. I'm a redhead. I'm a proper redhead. It doesn't look like that also by now.
No.
Yeah, and then after that, I've done healing on specifically old people that been bedridden, oxygen, and that's going for 2 years now. So I've been out of the bed, walking in our own garden, been to hospital. Been in fryer care for 2 or 3 weeks, and then she's back at home again, going stronger and stronger on a very, very old age. And the doctor said to her that time, they only sent me a photo to assist. And the doctors just gave her 4 weeks, you know. And I said to the people that bought me the photo, I said, the doctors are not God. They cannot tell her how long she, and whatever they have put into her head, Daddy took it out, you know. So, and she's, and there's a lot of old people. I love old people, to assist them and to help them and show them. Don't always believe what other people saying.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. Well, I love the work you're doing, and I want to hear too from Anniatjie. Why don't you share a little bit of some of the tools that you all have been loving using, especially you. You were telling me before we got on about some of the things. I think the cocktail. Do you want to talk about the cocktail you use the most right now?
Yes, I love to use Daddy's medicines because it's a very, very strong pain reliever. I used to drink a pain tablet or something if I have extreme pain, but since I use the Daddy's pain medicine, I don't use the pain medicines anymore if they give you anything. And I also battling with this sciatica nerve pain. And with the Daddy's medicine, I will play that nerve cocktail that helps for all the nerves. That's what you call it, that's pressing, that pressure on, that causes the pain.
Yes.
And yeah, and like my grandson also, his nose started bleeding one day, and I realized I've got the wand. And I remember what my husband Jan was doing, and I started doing it. I think not even 2 minutes, and it stopped bleeding. So yeah, but like I said, I'm still learning. I've got my teacher next to me, all thanks to Daddy. And yeah, I'm still in a learning phase.
That's great. So, so just for newbies that are listening, a cocktail is actually a mixture of holos that are flashing visually, and then there's sound frequencies that are playing in the background as well. So you're kind of getting a multi-sensory experience to support you. And let me ask you this, because a lot of people with pain, so when you're listening, do you have it going all the time in the background? Do you just run through it once? And then what do you notice as far as how quickly do you normally feel relief from using Daddy's medicine?
I will play 2 or 3 times, but the relief is basically immediately. You actually feel the pain is leaving your body.
Wow.
You actually felt it.
That's great.
And I don't think there's other medicines that can come close to the cocktails and the one that you put next to your water and the one that's playing. And sometimes I will put it there while I'm working and I will listening the whole day, but not just the pain one. I will use something else as well, like the nerve one as well, in between. And you feel immediately the difference.
I'm going to use that today because I tweaked my back snow shoveling last week, and I've got a little something going on in there, and I forget, it's like I forget all these tools we have. So this is awesome for everyone as a reminder. I will say a while back, what I used to do with the cocktails, just a tip if you all want to do it, is I took a pitcher of water or a big gallon of water at a time, and I stuck it by like my little iPad that I have, and I just ran the YouTube on a loop. So I hit every single one of the cocktails, and I kind of would do it at night when I was sleeping, and I would just let them run all the way through. And then my water was then juiced up with and infused with all of those. And then I would drink it, throughout the next day or whatever. And sometimes I'd still put my charm on it or a bracelet or something, another reloadable. But that's another way, if you really want to kick up your water a notch or two, you can do that, and it'll give you energy, and it will support you, because the pain medicine one's in there, but there's other ones in there. There's stuff for women's health and, family bonds, and lots of people working on relationship stuff right now. So, you can access all of that. And that's the beauty of these. Or you can just focus. If you really have a lot of pain issues, you could just run the pain one on a loop too. It really doesn't matter. But I love hearing the different ways people use it. And we do have some pain collages where they're a group of things that are all put on a sheet. So I'll link those below too, just for someone that has that going on, because I think I'm going to flag this video with the sciatica, because that's a big one a lot of people have happening right now, especially even people going through a lot of ascension upgrades. It seems to be kicking into the nervous system and affecting that part of us. So people will appreciate knowing it's, really helping. And that's just energetically often where that upgrade comes in. And so we have to allow the upgrade, but we don't necessarily need to be in such pain in the process, right? So anyway, well, thank you for sharing. You are not such a newbie, Anniatjie. You're doing great with all the things you were talking about, and I love your stories too. So so just on a final note, before we wrap up today, is there anything more you really want to leave with people?
Yeah. Between your base, how do you say it? Base and mattress.
Yes,
It must be filled up with holos. It must be filled up. That the whole base that the whole flat part must be just holos, And just a quickie, water. When water stands a little bit long, it goes not off, but it starts stuff growing in it and that stuff. With the holos in water, I kept in a 200 liter, like a dustbin container. I kept it for a year with the holos in it. And we still, after a year, we still use it.
Yeah.
Not grey water, we used to cook with it. Just to give you an, when you have a water machine, laminate the holos and put it into the water, leave it there, forget about it. Just fill it up.
No, that's great. And water is really important right now too. I mean, we have holos that are for water purification and alkalinity and all these things, but yeah, anything you can do to keep your water really pure. And then we have another sticker that you can purchase as well, but lots of free stuff there. And I love the reminder with the holos. I like this one actually. There's a holo sheet that we have that has every single one of the holos on it. It's tiny, they're each tiny, but it's still frequency, it's still the energy. So I did a bunch of these up, and these are the ones I have under my mattress, like you were describing. I put it under the pet bed. It's in this one I grabbed out of the refrigerator, you know, so you can do that. And I mean, if you're someone that wants the shotgun approach and you want to cover your bases, then you can do that, and they'll all support you.
And when you forget your wand at home, use your hands. You can still heal people. You can still do anything with your hands.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. We have the Smarty method that, and I need to actually be linking that in my videos below. I'll do that this time. But yeah, Smarty always says we all have the power within us. These tools are just ways to get your confidence up, and also to know that you actually have this ability. And there is a layering effect. So it is nice to use a wand, still have the holos, wear a charm, you know, do a variety of things that support us, because we are getting bombarded right now with a lot, and everything helps. So anyway, well, I wanted, if it's okay with you, I would like to do on another day a little more of a deep dive into the gardening with you. Would you do that, Jan? Let's do that. Let's do a separate one. The gardener in me thinks that would be super cool. And we'll do some show and tell with some pictures and all of that. But on this particular one, we're going to leave it at this. So, but yeah, I'm interested. So I want to thank you both for coming on and sharing today. And I look forward to talking with you some more. So all gratitude to Source, Stati, King Smarty, and the Jedis for all the healing work they do every day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much
Ivy,
for the opportunity and for your time and energy. And thank you to Daddy and Smarty and the crew. Don't forget about the crew that's hanging here in the air.
That's right.
And the angel.
That's right. All of them. All of them. All right, you guys, take care.
thank you.
Bye.